to lead things off, the center fielder for the Tide. Against this Duke team that is the number 10 seed. And yes, if you're wondering, a 10 seed has won the championship. In fact, the lowest seed to ever do it was a 10 seed Oklahoma a handful of years ago.
Ball inside.
You heard the call, ball inside. Megan Rabin behind the plate. Cameron Ellison at first, Aaron Peterson second. John Baca down at third base. The umpiring crew tonight. White coming in, a 300 hitter. Terrific speed out of that leadoff spot. Out of Phoenix City, Alabama. Moved up to the top of the batting order late in the season. And that was one of the keys for their success down the stretch for Patrick Murphy's club. Lost last night to UCLA 4-1. It was a tie game into the 6th inning. Slap to short. Baker takes it on the hop. One down.
Cassidy Curd, the sophomore in the circle, coming from that left side, just has so much movement. It's a rise ball at the top of the zone, a lot of upspin, but it's a curveball that she will throw inside, so backdoor to lefties. But she also uses a fastball. It's about 3 to 4 miles an hour faster than her other pitches, trying to sneak that underneath the hands of the hitters. She's done a very good job in the last 23 innings. And really the key for her is just, as she's done all year, is just limit free passes, put the ball through the zone. She's got that great late sharp movement, use that defense behind her. And one of the keys, though, is that they have had 7 errors in the postseason, so they need to play that really clean defense behind Curd.
Pitched about a third of their innings during the regular season, but up to half in the postseason. Excellent snag at third, but then the throw offline from Gold. And Kenley Cahalan is in scoring position.
That ball just bashed over there. Great job by Anna Gold, but here's the problem is that she's going to throw that short. Tapia needs to go out as a first baseman. You got to be able to pick that. You see her stretch, it wasn't deep enough. She needs to go out further so that she can make that pick out of the dirt. That is definitely a catchable ball.
They're going to score that a single and then an E5 that allows Cahalan to second base. It looked like an accurate throw, would have been able to get her at first. Yeah. So Cahalan, her 5th infield hit of the postseason. And a chance here for Jenna Johnson.
Johnson, one of the only hitters in this lineup that hits lefties well. That's actually been one of the biggest Achilles heels for this Alabama offense. They have struggled against lefties, one of the biggest decisions why Curd got the start against them.
Jenna, the grad student out of Franklin, Tennessee. On the season, 262. She has 4 runs batted in so far in this NCAA tournament. There's Patrick Murphy. Winners of the 2012 National Championship when they were dancing in the rain. First title for the SEC. Florida went on to win a couple more. Ground ball to the right side. Over to first for the second out, but Cahalan motors over to third.
Nice job of 2 strikes for Jenna Johnson, just understanding the situation, shortening up, putting the ball to the right side of the field to advance the runner.
Now batting catcher number 34.
Beautiful look at the crowd in the field here on a gorgeous night in Oklahoma City after an overcast day. Sun's out tonight for our Elimination Friday doubleheader.
Ball top.
Coming up later tonight, Stanford and Oklahoma State in a win-or-go-home showdown. Here's Marley Giles, the sophomore catcher out of Clanton, Alabama.
Cassidy Kerr likes to get inside of those righties because of that. Marley Giles just backing way off of the plate. Knowing the game plan, you'll see her kind of get in the box and then make sure she takes a step back off the plate.
Already digging out that chalk with the right foot. Smacks that towards the gap and off the base of the wall in right center. Cahalan comes in to score, and Bama is on the board here in the first.
Well, Smitty, you know this. The beauty of a 2-0 count for a hitter is you're looking for the pitch that you want. She's off the plate, she's looking away. She gets a pitch that's up. All you got to do is meet this one. She's in a perfect position to get the pitch in the count she wants and drive it. Right center field gap and put Bama on the board. Second double for her in the NCAA tournament.
Well, she's a big plus being back. She had that injury mid-year and really hurt the lineup. I mean, I think she's really the key component of this lineup along with Cahalan.
Giving some advice to the hitters to come for the Tide. The 2-out RBI double for Giles. Down the line and right drifting over is Claire Davidson, but a run on the board for Bama. Duke picking up the bat. Had a big start in the Supers against Tennessee last week and won, so a reward for her to get the start here tonight, trying to keep their season alive on Elimination Friday night. Deanna Jennings will get things going for the Blue Devils. A .398 hitter in the first inning of games in her career. Sophomore out of Houston. Marissa Young was telling us she loves the chess match that you get to play with pitchers, especially in that leadoff spot, setting the tone.
Jennings has so many different tools. She was solely short game and had a hard time staying in the batter's box, went to hitting away. Just this year. She did a little bit in high school, but as of late, the power has come. It just shows the athleticism that she has, because it is not easy when you're just slapping and bunting all the time to then swing away.
Infield still playing her short game, and that is outside the bag at third.
Yeah, and she's really moved up in the box, knowing that Brisky throws a lot of drop ball, hard down. So plate forward and catch that pitch before it really starts to dive into the dirt.
Deanna's had a hit in 8 of her last 9 games. It was a homerless regular season, but both of her taters have come in the postseason, including a massive swat to help beat Missouri in the Supers, and a strikeout there for Brisky. 1 down.
And this is where the freshman is so strong, is because she will work you down, 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 and then she's got this sneaky rise ball that she will show you with 2 strikes. That's her strike him out pitch, where she's got really good chase and whiff on it. So she's going to be go-to drop, but her best swing and miss is that rise ball. She'll chase you with it, she'll whiff you with it.
And here is the showdown with Davidson, the senior out of Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Her coach, Marissa Young, was telling us her mentality at the plate's a simple one. See ball, hit ball, just like she does there. Good for extra bases. And the 1-out double for Davidson. Her second hit of this World Series.
Yeah, she does keep it simple. See ball, hit ball, especially when it's middle. Look how late she lets this ball get to her. She's in the middle of the box and just allows it to travel, gets it to a point where she can meet it. Just how hard she hit it. 70 miles an hour off the bat. That's going to get to the wall every time.
70 miles an hour exit velo in softball is really, really good. All right, so let's see if Duke can cash in. They did not have a hit against Oklahoma yesterday with a runner in scoring position. They were 0 for 3 in a 9-1 6-inning loss. Here's Amina Vega, sophomore out of DeBerry, Florida.
Here we go. Ball.
their other All-American first teamers, so they line them all up at the top of the order.
Okay, here we go.
And for a strike to Vega. Amina was 0 for 3 in her World Series debut yesterday. Fouls that one off her leg.
Got great bat to ball skills, super low strikeout rate, doesn't swing and miss a whole lot. You can really spin it to get it by her. Just her hand-eye coordination plus the bat speed.
Chance here for Duke to try and tie it up. Vega pulls that out to right field. Lauren Johnson, who gets the start tonight for the injured Larissa Pruitt, makes the play. So with 2 down, Duke Blue Devils, it's been a while since they've scored early in the game. How about back to April 28th, over a month since they've scored in the first inning.
Ball. Hey, Tech, walk out here with me.
Let's see if Freelich can break that up. She's been their power hitter lately. Out of Lexington.
The last 4 games.
So square to get both eyes on Brisky. So there was just a discussion between the home plate umpire, Megan Rabin, who went out to Brisky to tell her, hey, you need to slow it down a little bit. You're quick pitching.
I love it. Love that she's ready to go.
She don't need no stinking pitch clock.
No pitch clock.
It always tells you a lot is from a hitter's perspective when a pitcher is doing that, they're really confident.
Yeah.
When pitchers are, you know, taking deep breaths, taking a long time, it's like, okay, I got him.
There you see the 3 homers in her last 4 games. She'll put this in play. A nice hop to Cahalan. And the side is retired. 1 complete. 7 different steps that they've set up in the program. Obviously, that last one was to get to June. They beat the 7 seed Missouri to get here. Personal and athletic struggles along the way for the Duke family. They're now trying to get to play another day. It would be Sunday here in Oklahoma City. Riley Valentine lifts that out to deep center field. Jennings is there, 1 down. And Marissa, her husband James Lamar, their 4 children. James has had a plethora of health issues that started around this time last year. This is actually the first time he has been able to travel with the team. He's got his ACC softball champions t-shirt on right there. Love it. Enjoyed watching them score their first run here yesterday. Still not out of the woods yet, but they are confident. They have a lot of belief not only in their softball abilities, but in the fight in that man right there on the left to get through it. Here's Lauren Essman, the senior transfer from Michigan, out of Kalamazoo, in the 7th spot in the lineup. But RBI double for Marley Giles in the first. Got Alabama on the board. Another fly ball headed towards Amaya Burgess, this time 2 down.
This is exactly what you expect out of her. She's got that upspin. She's got that fastball that has an upward spin, which has actually one of the lowest batting averages against, just above 60. Rise ball spin, curve ball as well.
That'll bring up Lauren Johnson, the freshman out of Franklin, Tennessee. Dropping down the bunt. And they got her at first. A 1-2-3 inning for the Blue Devils. 1-1 Tide. The alums are chirping. The fans are all fired up. That's dynasty versus dynasty in that one tomorrow night.
What you want. That's all we've been talking about all year. They're going after, trying to break the Bruin.
I don't know that America saw that, Smitty. What were you circling?
The home runs.
Home runs, the 25 home runs back there in the white ball.
Back in the day?
Yes, had to use a much heavier bat. And then over 400 home runs as of late. Big boppers.
Slight difference.
Ball's down.
Texas is trying to win its first national championship. They're the #1 seed for the first time. And the Florida Gators are trying to bring it back to the SEC. They won back-to-back titles in 2014 and 15. But that is the last time that the SEC has won a title. So it's been a while. Both Florida and Alabama repping the SEC. And of course, next year, Oklahoma and Texas will join them in the conference. To third base, Bailey Dowling makes the catch. Hey, we've got game 6 of the 8 Eastern.
Ball inside.
Here's Anna Gold, the career home run leader for Duke softball out of Ballston Spa, New York. Still got another year to go to add to that tally.
That's a dirty movement on it. Drop had a run.
Yeah.
So not just dropping down, but running into the hands. Dual movement.
Good spin speed on top of that velocity speed as well.
Ball's down.
Well, the other thing that, you know, coming in for Brisky, who was multiple Player of the Year honors in high school during her prep career out of Arizona, where they can crank out some good pitchers. But you go to a place like Alabama and you know that Caleb Beaver's coming in and you know you're following in the footsteps of Montana Fouts, one of the greatest ever there. You got to want the ball if you're going to go to that place. And she is proving that she wants the ball and wants to be a part of that legacy.
Well, and that's a part of it. I mean, as a pitcher, you've got to want the ball. You have to want to be in that circle and follow those legacies and create your own. You know, create a career following in the footsteps of others.
How about her first half of the season, and now what have you done for me lately? Well, you've done a lot of good things for Alabama.
You know, a pitcher like Brisky, too, sometimes it's just relaxing and letting the ball do the work. Throw it, spin it, but let the ball do the work.
Goal, deep center field. Back that goes, and on a goal, the home run for Duke. Ties it up here in the second.
Well, and that's what we were just talking about with Brisky. Being the freshman, she needs to let that ball do the work. And that's just one of those mistakes that sometimes you make when you're a young pitcher. You put the ball in a position over the plate where it can just get hammered. It's a 3-2 count. You don't want to walk it.
Ball.
And here's Giselle Tapia, the first baseman. 5-year starter out of Long Beach, California. Tapia goes the opposite way. And the go-ahead run aboard here for Duke. 50 feet.
Here we go. Let's play.
See if they can tack on some more at the bottom of their order.
Number 25, shortstop, Jada Baker.
Jada Baker out of Longwood, Florida. Looking to drop down the bunt. Noteworthy as you see another Florida player on this Duke roster. The majority of their roster east of the Mississippi and a lot of southeastern talent. As the game has spread from the West Coast east. And now over 25 years around the Southeast.
Prisca going back to that drop ball. And this one, she just gets the chase downstairs. Baker just follows it from low to lower.
2 down as Oklahoma State gets off the bus. They have a date with Stanford later tonight, elimination game. Cahalan was moving towards the bag at second on the hit and run, and she hit it where she wasn't.
Top position.
Charging Hevlin over to first. Ends the threat, but a run up for Duke to tie the score.
Moving to second, picks up 1 run.
On Sunday in another elimination game, loser departs. And the first exit of this Women's College World Series as we cut the field from 8 down to 6 by the end of the night. Here's Callie Hevlin. 9 and in the top for the Tide. Out of Three Rivers, Michigan. 1 for 3 in the UCLA game yesterday. They were even with the Pac-12 champs right to the finish. And then the Jordan Woolery 3-run home run in the bottom of the 6th was the game winner for the Bruins. So the 12-time national champions from Westwood in the winner's bracket against Oklahoma tomorrow. Oklahoma has won an NCAA tournament record 19 games in a row. The last team to beat them was UCLA in the World Series a couple years ago. In the national semis to force an if necessary game, and then the Sooners beat them 15-0 the next game. Hevlin gets a hold of one, back to the track, looking for the fence, and at the wall it's caught and brought back in by Amaya Burgess. Rob job out and left for the Blue Devils.
I mean, if there's a theme for 2024, it is outfielders literally doing the best job I've ever seen. Not only here in OKC, but going up and robbing home runs. Amaya Burgess, we've seen her in the Super Regionals in the postseason make diving catches. This one takes away a run what would have been the lead up and over. The timing and the understanding of when the wall is coming is so huge.
And the way she peeked over her shoulder as she was approaching the wall.
Kristen White, fabulous bunt. Infield single with 1 out here at the top of the order.
Now batting for the Crimson Tide, shortstop number 41, Henley.
Well, you hit one 221 feet and then you drop one down 2 feet.
But this is textbook. This is so hard to do as a left-handed batter, to take the ball down the line with you. Once you do with a left-handed pitcher, she wants no part of it. It's all top of you, and it's a whole lot of base hits.
Go ahead run aboard here for Kenley Cahalan. Reached on an error and scored in the first. The official score did change that in the scorebook from a single and an error to just an error. There you go, nice handoff there. Didn't spill a drop. It's a pro. You know, what we're seeing already is there's room in this game for everybody, right? I mean, the outstanding defensive play on a ball that had an exit velocity of 72 miles an hour, and then you drop down the bunt at 2 miles an hour, and you're on first.
I love about it. We're all inclusive.
Oh, 2 from Cassidy Curd. Cahalan. Fly ball to Davidson. 2 down.
This is a great job by Cassidy Curd. Kenley Cahalan is the hottest hitter in this lineup, and normally left on left, you're going to see a lot of curveballs. Instead, she just pounded her inside. Cahalan challenged her on the plate, and Curd was up for the challenge. That was a great job to get her out.
Well, that's one of the keys. You've got to be able to really establish that inner half, that inside corner. Thread that needle.
Here's Jenna Johnson.
Ball's out.
Now batting for Alabama, left fielder number 88, Jenna Johnson.
Jenna grounded out to second base her first time up. Johnson. Burgess has it again on the run this time, coming in to make the play.
I love it. It's a piece of history.
My parents raised a leadoff hitter, you know. and to receive the Melinda Fisher Award, the fantastic coach, over 1,000 wins at Illinois State, all that she's done, you know, hopefully we've been able to tell some stories about all the amazing people around this game over the years.
Debbie Doom.
It always goes back to Debbie Doom. But the dynastic run of UCLA in the 80s, then Arizona's turn in the 90s. Then with the onset of the championship series, and the game grows to the Midwest and the Southeast, and now in the midst of the dynasty that is Oklahoma. And I think what we're going to enjoy, just like softball fans around the country, around the world these next few days, is everybody loves to watch a dynasty, whether you want them to win it or you want them see them lose it. And so there's something for everybody in this field as Oklahoma goes for that unprecedented four-peat. And we have 4 teams here, including this Duke team, trying to win their first national championship.
And because they've been more beatable, they have more losses this year than they have the last 3. And because of that, every team here knows there's more of a chance now than the last 3.
Ball.
It's the intrigue, right? That's why people are going to pay attention to the game. They want to watch the game. The offense has been there, right, during this run, this dynasty that they've created over the last 5, 6, 7 years. I think it's like you said, Jess, it's the vulnerability of being able to put up runs against them.
Claire Davidson grounds out right back to the pitcher. Seed, it's not an easy ride. In the 19 years that we've been doing this with a 1 seed, they've only won the championship 8 of those 19 years. So we'll see if Texas can break through this year and win their first national championship in their 7th attempt.
So what you're saying is when you're expected to win, it's tough, right?
and how many times have we seen it come down to either the hot team or a pitcher that's just on a phenomenal run?
When you say that, it reminds me of Megan King in Florida State, right? And what they did, the way she was able to just get on a tear. And a lot of times it does come down to that and the belief system.
That's one of the only 4 teams that lost their first game, like these 2 teams did, and still came all the way back to win the national championship.
And under the old format.
Vega grounds to second. 2 down. Hey, the Women's College World Series Finals, so we're a double elimination until we get down to the final 2 teams, and then it's best 2 out of 3. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all at 8 Eastern on ESPN. For more information, go to NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Francesca Freelich. You know what else is kind of cool? Tomorrow we play on ABC, and we should have a great carryover crowd from a WNBA game.
Awesome.
Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark showdown tomorrow.
Good one.
All day women's sports.
And our doubleheader tomorrow night will be Florida and Texas. Freelich grounded to short her first time up.
Ball. Out.
Sun setting down the third base and right field lines.
Challenging that right side
Ball's
defense.
down.
Freelick draws the walk.
Just their first free pass. Brisky.
So with Kelly Torres coming up, Patrick Murphy goes out to talk with his freshman pitcher. Kayla Beaver is loosening up out there in the bullpen. She got the start yesterday through 68 pitches in 6 innings. Plenty fresh and ready to go today.
Yeah, she was efficient, really just that one mistake.
Of course, on deck tonight, another elimination game. Oklahoma State and Stanford. I know softball fans have their fingers crossed that might be Naja Kennedy and Lexi Kilfoyle in the circle tonight. The showdown of All-Americans, trying
Ball
to
inside.
save their seasons.
One of the best rise ball pitchers in the game. They got one of the best drop ball pitchers in the game.
Oh, yeah. There's that go-ahead run over at first base for Duke. Torres is a good 2-out hitter. The throw. Styles a slide and getting in the back door safe is Freelick.
Another one of those swim moves.
Like using her arms and her leg on the back end. You talk about an athletic play.
Let's see if Alabama is going to challenge. Coaches get 2 challenges apiece.
Alabama is challenging the ruling of the field at safe at second.
I mean, just the quickness of this play, because she had to react so quick as she's diving in. She sees the tags come. Watch that front arm. Oh, moves out of the way. And then watch her foot after she comes off the bag to stay on.
Yeah, the question is,
I
did she
think
get her on the
swipe
forearm?
the forearm got her.
I just love the move. Oh, I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
If she had stayed on her, she's out because she comes off the bag.
This is the look.
Oh yeah, got her.
Got her.
Wow, that
Wow.
is fabulous look by our crew.
Man.
You see the forearm skin move.
Yeah, our cameramen and women are amazing.
As are all our replay folks.
Absolutely.
Christy Cornwell is our rules analyst. Christy?
Hey, yes, so what the umpires are looking for in review is the application of the tag. And what we can see is the forearm skin ripple right here. So I think we have an out.
Ruling on the field is safe.
After review, the ruling on the field has been changed. The runner is out. Alabama's first charge conference.
Now this is just a great play all the way around. Giles is going to pick this out of the dirt.
Have come out firing at the plate, at the wall. How have they impressed you with their response?
They're a resilient group and they don't want their season to end. So they're coming out, competing, playing together, playing for each other, and especially for our seniors.
Your defense, we've seen them be amazing all postseason, but how is Cassidy Kerr getting the help at the wall, particularly from Amaya Burgess?
They want to make plays for her. They know she is pitching her heart out for us out there on the mound, and they live for those plays.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Marissa Young, who was here as a player at the University of Michigan and now bringing Duke back here for the first time in school history, looking for their first win. And this was the defensive web gem in the third.
Can't get enough looks at this because of her ability to understand where the wall is. There's so much coming into this. The length that she had to run to get there, the communication from Deanna Jennings, her center fielder, and then you're welcome.
Was that directed towards you, the kiss up,
Yeah.
to the left fielder?
It's like
in
a
the
left
booth?
field thing.
It's
yeah,
a thing.
for sure.
You guys have a, not a secret
I got you, girl.
handshake, but
Yeah.
a smooch.
You know,
Look at that defense, 33.6 defensive runs saved.
that's incredible.
All right, we got a 1-1 ball game heading to the fourth. Win or go home for Duke and Alabama. And here is Marley Giles, had the RBI double to score the run in the first. Her 12th RBI of the season after she missed over a month out with a broken arm. So that makes her throw down to second base just a moment ago even more special to throw out the would-be base stealer.
Yeah, she's definitely a pick-me-up when she's in the game behind the dish as well as with that bat. Well, she's in that 4 spot. Double in her first at-bat.
Ball top.
I like the move, too, by Marissa Young to stick with Cassidy Curd. She's already into the 4th inning. Remember, yesterday, she only pitched 2 innings, and then they switched, got lifted when she was throwing pretty well. Here's the 3-0 to Giles. That's in for a strike. Look at the outfield, Jess.
Yeah, the double that was hit was in right center field. So now you got Deanna Jennings is now literally playing the right center field gap. You'll see a couple steps over from that 220. She's a good 15 to 20 in the gap where the ball was hit last at bat from Giles.
And now fights her way back to 3-2.
Curd has so much movement on that pitch. It's coming up, it's curving around the back half of the plate.
That would have been ball 4, but it hit the knob of the, Marley pointing out, hit the knob.
Appreciate that so much. Eliminates any chance of replay review. Just the hitter knows.
Honesty's a good policy.
Percentages too to hit that small knob.
Giles hammers that to third. Gold stays down on it, fires to first. One away.
Now batting third baseman number 7, Bailey Dowling.
Alabama just 1 hit the first time through the order on Curd. Only the 1 hit so far the second time through. Here's Bailey Dowling in the 5 spot in the lineup. Alabama, of the 8 teams here, they have the lowest batting average. So their success so far in this NCAA tournament, just timely hits, putting a few together, winning games 3-2, winning games on 1 hit, a grand slam. Ground ball to Baker at short, 2 down.
Next for Alabama, number 17.
That sun able to work its way through the holes in the concourse right now, so there's still a lot of light on the right side of the infield and out in center and right field as Riley Valentine steps in. Pitcher circle now into the shade.
Ball top.
Well, and Duke's still really shifted in the outfield. This is exactly what you were talking about, Jess. You could see that Jennings is way over, and it's 3 righties in a row. So Giles, Dowling, Valentine now, these 3 righties are really working outer half and almost just telegraphing where they're going to be pitching. You know, as a hitter, when you see the defense alignment like that, you can split the plate.
Just absolutely no. And normally Cassidy Curd is going to come into these righties and you tell the game plan, but when you get a defense, a center fielder that's going to move that far over, as a hitter, you're like, sweet, I know where to hit it.
Yep. And so as a pitcher, you also have to know when your defense is shifted that much, you really have to make sure you're hitting your spots, right? Because they're aligned to where you're supposed to be throwing the ball. And that's one of the things you can do with Cassidy Curd. She's one of the best in the business. We talked about it earlier, 61% in the zone.
Goes with that outside pitch.
does not walk a lot of batters. And so when you have that sort of control, you hit the glove, the defense can follow the glove, it really rounds out your ability to be able to position your defense knowing that you're going to get more outs, right? It's the numbers game. It's the math, Beth, within the game.
Yeah. I was sort of paying attention to that part. Well, that one came inside on her, and she rockets that foul.
Doesn't that look familiar? Riley Ballantyne with the first inning grand slam against Tennessee in Game 3 of their Supers. That was the difference maker. They went on to win 4-1. Smoked the ball to left field. That one's 76 miles an hour off the bat.
You're reaching 80. You have smoked it. Curd's got her here, 1-2. Upstairs, skied out to center. Jennings will drift over to make the catch.
Won't. But when they shift like that, how do you approach that as a hitter?
Number one, hit it farther. Number two, hit it harder. You know, simple as that. They made some great plays. I think it was center field or left field took a home run away. So we're putting the bat on the ball. We just got to find a spot.
What do you like about your team's sense of urgency? This is an elimination game. How have they responded?
Number one, I love scoring in the first inning. That was huge. Marley's double with a runner at second and 2 outs. 2-out hitting is key in the World Series. We need some more of that tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Holly. Great to see you.
You too.
That was Giles with the 2-out RBI double in the first to score Kenley Cahalan for the Alabama run. Duke evened it up in the second with an on-a-gold home run on a 3-2 rise ball. And there you see the Tide scoring in this NCAA tournament. They've been really good early. They're going to need one late to stay alive and play on Sunday. First pitch swinging and line to short. Cahalan is there. Winner of this one will face the loser of the Texas-Florida game that will be played in prime time on ESPN tomorrow night. And that Sunday afternoon game will be one of our 2 ABC games this weekend. 3 o'clock tomorrow, 3 o'clock Sunday. Another first pitch swinging. This one gets by Cahalan. And the base hit. Gold is 2 for 2.
She's been smoking them both. Look at her hips open up. She knows this pitch is going to come inside. Watch those hips open up. Hands follow the torque that she gets. We've seen a lot of hard hits. This one's 70 miles an hour. Doesn't always have to be in the air. Gold the home run and now a hard single.
Well, the home run on a 3-2 count, flat rise ball, more so on the outer half that she got around. You're going to dominate, you've got to be able to throw on the inner half.
So the second team All-American steps onto the pitching rubber to face Giselle Tapia. 7th spot in the order with the go-ahead run aboard for the Blue Devils. Anna Gold with this 1-out single. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A little behind it, 0-2. Giselle singled her first time up against Brisky. Another one on a play.
Waves going around. Got all the travel ball teams in the house in town for a tournament. This is pretty dang cool, the environment that's here.
So much at stake on this Elimination Friday for Duke and Alabama. Stanford and Oklahoma State. Ground ball, Hevlin over to Essman at first, 2 down. And Gold into scoring position now. So can the Blue Devils get the 2-out clutch? From the bottom of their order, Jada Baker.
Try to sacrifice bunt. The first 2 strikes are last about, and it's striking out. A drop ball against Brisky.
Beaver very stingy this year with runners in scoring position. Opponents hitting just a .52. The numbers for Baker this postseason. 3 for 19. Struck out in the second. And now 0-2.
Well, that's where Beaver's so strong, where she can really stretch the zone, curveball out her half. You barely get your bat on it as it's running away from you. So she'll keep you in check on the inner half and then run that curveball away.
Swing and a miss coming inside on her, and a strikeout for Beaver to end the threat. In a 1-1 ball game, the first of our doubleheader tonight. 2 teams will be going home. Stanford and Oklahoma State are coming up next. Winner gets the day off tomorrow. They'll be back to play another elimination game on Sunday against either Texas or Florida. Cassidy Curd back to work. Lauren Essman out to left center, and that's Deanna Jennings. 7, 8, and 9 coming up here for the Tide. 1 down.
Now batting right fielder number 18, Lorna Johnson.
Curd had the one mistake to Giles in that first inning that drove in a run, and not much doing since. She's retired 12 of the last 13 and has been very democratic with the flyouts and groundouts to let her defense do the work.
No free passes.
The one hit was a drag bunt since the double, so really just one hard hit.
Here's Lauren Johnson.
Uh-oh, toe pick.
What's that, Smitty? Your
Illegal
cleat gets
pitch. Yeah, your cleat gets stuck. So either her back leg potentially hit the rubber with the front spike, or she just didn't get the front foot up.
So the count goes to 2-0 with her 50th pitch coming up. Very efficient so far today. Comes right back in with a strike. Lauren had a hit yesterday against UCLA when she came on to relieve the injured Larissa Pruitt. A rise at the eyes that she couldn't resist. 2-2. She and her sister Jenna playing together. They had a fun story the other day about how Lauren has already saved Jenna's season once. The 5th-year senior there on the left with a key hit in the Super Regionals. And this one a fly out to right. Those two hoping that maybe one or the other can come up clutch here late in the game.
Now batting second baseman number 22.
Here's Callie Hevlin. A well-struck ball that was due to leave the yard back in the 3rd before Amaya Burgess grabbed it and brought it back in. Cassidy Curd, who has handled more of the pitching duties here in the postseason, was telling us she had a chat with Marissa Young before this tournament began. Said, you know what, I can do better. I want to do better. I want to do more. That her coach told her, well, then don't try and be perfect. Just go out and be you and have some fun and sling it. And that is what she has been doing for the Blue Devils in this NCAA tournament.
Well, a lot of pitchers are like that. Sometimes you try to get too perfect. You worry about the wrong things. You tighten up. And when you tighten up, you don't have spin speed. And the ball moves when you have spin speed. It's not always about pitch speed.
Ball.
2-2 count here. Evelyn gets a hold of another one. Will Burgess be able to track it down? Yeah, no, it's off of her glove. And all the way down to third base is Evelyn. Almost another spectacular play by Burgess. But Jess, it looked like she couldn't locate the wall on that one.
It was hit to almost the exact same spot. And what's interesting is watch Burgess. She's going to actually jump too early. Instead of getting to the wall like she did with the other one, watch her jump, and she still had room. Still another foot, she makes that catch, literally the same spot from the same hitter. This time Evelyn in with a triple.
Her second of the season, and just like that, a threat for Alabama with 2 outs. It was a 2-out RBI in the first that got him on the board.
And you could just tell that Hedlund was seeing the ball really well out of the hand of Curd. Fouling, even the ball she's been fouling back.
Let's go down to Holly Rowe.
Well, Patrick Murphy's talked about it. They want to be gritty, not pretty, and
Choked in big time with White in the top of the order. And what a moment for the pride of Phoenix City in her second season. Not highly recruited, not even by Alabama until late in the spring, when Patrick Murphy finally came around to talking to her and said, "Hey, where you been?" She said, "I've been waiting for you, coach. I want to play softball at Alabama." And he said, "Well, all right, let's do it." And here she is in the biggest moment of her young career. She was already responsible for their big walk-off win in the Super Regionals against Tennessee with her infield contact and speed down to first. And she draws the 4-pitch walk. Runners on the corners with 2 outs.
And go back to Amaya Burgess. The first catch, look at, she's got the shades on. Sun able to see it, beautiful catch. And then exactly same hitter, same situation, no shades. Sun in her eye, she jumps too early, misses this by an inch. That sun is a big deal and a big factor for the outfield right now.
Cahalan 0 for 2, reached on an error and scored in the first. Murph at Alabama did not like the strike zone on that one, and he just received a warning.
It'll be interesting too here to see if he sends White, try to create a little bit of havoc on a first and third play. Duke did that to Missouri in the Super Regionals.
Drove in their only run yesterday against UCLA. We just heard from Holly Rowe talking about the grit. For Kenley Cahalan, a wide stance, no stride is what she tries to do in these situations. Paid off so far. She's better than 500 with runners on base this NCAA tournament.
She tries to take her lower half out of it. She's so strong with her upper body. That's why she's wider in her stance. Just wants to get her hands there.
Go ahead at third base. 1-2.
And this is what Patrick Murphy talked about to Holly Rowe. He said, we have to be good in situational hitting. 2 outs, runners in scoring position, runners on. That's how you win games at the World Series.
Not sending White yet at first base. Here's the 1-2 from Curd. Cahalan skies it. Jennings out in center, and she's got it. And the runner stranded at third. Missed. Top-seeded Texas and Florida. And oh boy, that UCLA, Oklahoma showdown. I think the first question is, who's going to start for both teams? There are options for the coaches.
There are options.
If you win that game tomorrow, you are into the semis, 1 win away from the championship series. If you lose, it's a longer road to get back.
Dead ball.
More immediate are the 2 games tonight. Win or go home. Alabama didn't think that should have been a dead ball.
I don't think it hit her foot. She hit it behind her, so it looked like it hit her foot, but I don't think it did. Yeah, misses her foot. I mean, when you see a batter run, you know that, because when it hits you, you don't run.
Kayla Beaver, who came on in relief last inning and got a big strikeout with the go-ahead run out at second base after Jocelyn Brisky started and threw 3 1/3 innings. Trying to tag team the win. Cassidy Curd has gone the distance so far for Duke. And the punch out. Second strikeout as we check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, Kayla Beaver grew up wanting to play for Alabama softball. Just living 3.5 hours away, she would often go to Alabama softball games or at the Women's College World Series. That little girl had a dream very firmly in her mind, and even though she didn't get recruited a lot out of high school, ended up going to Central Arkansas, she went in the transfer portal and she found her way to Alabama. Talk about dreams coming true.
She had some big victories when she was at Central Arkansas, beat Arkansas a couple times. I mean, she was legit, and people knew about it. So the second she went into the portal, some activity.
She told us Alabama was the first to call, and that was the only one she needed to hear from. And well, when you talk about the J Train, they've played for the national championship twice, winning it once. And Jackie was the ace in both her sophomore and senior seasons back in 2012 when they beat Oklahoma, and in 2014 when they lost to Florida in the All-SEC final.
How cool is it, though, for every little girl that's 9 or 10 years old? You see it now more than ever, right? They're all lining up to get autographs and photos taken with these players. And that was Kayla Beaver with Trina after she had done what she did in the circle. And now she's in that same position, same spot. That's the dream.
Yeah, you have to be able to see yourself there, right? You work hard, and all these young girls that are here watching.
Let's pull the Esmond foot race. And she wins it to retire Jennings. That's a big get at the top of the order. 2 down. And it keeps a base runner off the paths for Claire Davidson coming up.
Just barely getting that foot in there. This is where it'd be great to see the double bag.
Yep.
Just thought I'd throw that in.
Hopefully that's coming next year. We've been talking about it for a long time now. SEC even brought it in for their baseball tournament. I mean, if baseball is moving in that direction, softball can get out in front of that. Avoid collisions down at first base that we've seen prove very costly to players' seasons and careers. So here's Davidson. Esmond busy at the bag. Glad to have them with us here at this Women's College World Series. Let's see, we got
a cool team.
Kevin Brown, Amanda Scarborough, Alyssa Lang, all coming up for the nightcap tonight. Stanford and Oklahoma State. That one is also win or go home. Nail biter here into the 6th. That's a foul ball as Jenna Johnson will lead things off. 3-4-5. Cassidy Curd laid down the threat in that last inning, and the Crimson Tide stranded the go-ahead runner at third base.
One ball, one strike.
Both teams with chances denied thus far. Alabama lost yesterday to UCLA on a 6th inning 3-run home run. Who will have the late game heroics tonight?
When you're in the circle as a pitcher and your team scores runs for you in the 6th inning, it's money. It is like so exciting because you're like 3 more outs. It pumps you up. And so when those big hits do come.
How about when those big hits haven't come yet and you're into the 6th inning with your season or your career on the line, Smitty?
Then you hope for the 7th inning. And then the 8th.
However many innings.
Like, someone just plate one for me.
Well, and conversely, Jess, how tough is it knowing that this may be your last at-bat when you're stepping in here in this kind of situation? Like a Jenna Johnson, the 5th-year senior.
That's the biggest thing, is you cannot let that into your mind. And I think it enters it more when you're losing.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
When it's tied, you're in game mode.
Yeah.
It's the first inning. It's like the first game of the season. That's what you feel like. It's when you're losing that you start to feel those moments.
Yep. 2-2 from Curd. Ground ball backing up as Baker at short. Ooh, got her. 1 down. Well, if you're Alabama, shoot, they're just getting started. They've already played 2 14-inning games and 1 9-inning game this postseason. 2-1 in extras.
Now batting catcher number 24, Marley Giles.
Kind of what they do.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like they've done that here at the World Series as well.
Yeah, they're a team that's built around their pitching staff, and if they play good defense behind them, you don't give up runs, you typically don't lose games. You may not win them because your offense isn't scoring runs, but you typically don't lose the games.
3rd time in the last 4 years they've been here at the World Series. They were 2-0 last year, trying to avoid that fate. Giles lifts one. That's got a chance. And that is gone. Marley Giles, 6th inning home run to put the Crimson Tide in front.
Marley Giles, look at where this pitch is located. This is not a home run pitch. Home run pitches are up in the zone. They're not low and away. And you see her go down to get underneath a pitch to drive through and up through this. Giles, a beautiful job. And we've seen Alabama do this wait late. Right center field, no one's catching this one.
She has driven in both Alabama runs tonight, and they lead it 2-1. Dowling. Jennings got it. What you got for us, Hallie?
Well, what makes that home run even more incredible, Marley Giles, the 2nd game of the regular season, broke her forearm, and she had to have surgery. They thought she'd be out 4 to 6 weeks. She had a lot of hardware installed, a pin, a plate in her arm, and instead of being out 4 to 6 weeks, she was out 2. They brought her back very slowly, tried to be smart about how many times she was getting to catch, how many at-bats, but you see that forearm heavily taped, that she could hit that ball with that injury just a few months ago. It's incredible.
Yeah, she got hit by a pitch in the Kentucky series at the end of March, which is also the last time she hit a home run. And it's only her 4th game back in the starting lineup, returning full-time to her catching duties in the postseason. And a clutch home run there for the Tide. Here's Riley Valentine.
Smitty talked about it. You know, Marley Giles coming back into this lineup has changed this lineup because it's really been a lot about Cahalan, about Riley Valentine, who got a huge home run in the postseason, but a lot of other hitters that you could pitch around to get to everybody else.
Valentine off the end of the bat. Davidson. Side is retired, but the Tide take the lead here in the 6th and the 7th to try and rally and come up with the first World Series win in school history.
And how about Marley Giles behind the plate? We haven't been able to give her as much credit. She just stole a strike right there. That was below the knees. Beautiful job of bringing that pitch up into the zone. We've seen her throw out her runner. Not just the bat, folks.
Facing Amina Vega, the first-team All-American, and then on deck, Frankie Freelick, their home run hitter this postseason. Kayla Beaver on in relief, has to face the heart of the order here in the 6th. 0-2. Vega fends it off.
Well, the other thing, too, you were talking about Giles behind the plate, Jason, just how quiet she is, the way she moves. She steals those strikes. She gives a great lane for the umpire to be able to see. And as a pitcher, that's what you want.
Slow roller to Hevlin. Scoops it over to first, one down. Here's what Francesca did yesterday.
Back in the 2nd inning, the solo shot. She went around a Kelly Maxwell pitch on the outside corner, pulled it. It's just to take the lead, by the way, against Oklahoma. They were up 1-0. It didn't last long. They ended up losing that one, but big moment for Freelick.
Her 3rd home run in the last couple of weeks. Instrumental in their 3-game series win over Missouri last weekend.
Got her brother Sal Freelick, a first-round draft pick from the Brewers. He's their starting right fielder. He made some magic last year. She taught him everything he knows.
Yeah. They're a surprise team in first place right now in the NL Central. Kayla Beaver has retired 6 in a row here coming out of the bullpen. Nothing has left the infield. She has struck out a couple. And right out, White out in center, 2 down. So it's the first World Series in program history. Your first big at-bats. And now coming up in a moment to try and rally your side for Kelly Torres, who Holly Rowe shared that great story about what do you do with your nerves in these situations, those butterflies in your belly. She said you got to create a garden for them. Let the butterflies fly.
I love
and enjoy the moment.
Yeah, I love what she talked to her teammates about that. You know, whether or not you're nervous or you're excited, it's your body presents in the same manner. So use it. Use that excitement.
So smart, too. I mean, the way that she talked about it, I'm sitting there listening going like, you're right. Why do I get so nervous? It's just like the same feeling, excitement, nerves. It's the same emotion, but it's what you put your name on. If you call it nerves, then you think it's bad. Just call it excitement, own it. And
we've started a garden up here.
Got butterflies all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere they go, beat Carolina. Love it.
Kelly Torres got a cool podcast too, Softball Speakeasy.
Oh yeah. Two and two.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Bama fans rise for Beaver.
See if she tries to stretch that zone again on the outer half curveball.
Jumper. 69 miles an hour. Another packed house tonight at Devon Park. Day 2 of the World Series. Ground ball to Cahalan. She'll gobble that up at short. A 1-2-3 inning. 10-2 here first. Top of the 7th. Alabama with a 2-1 lead as they come to the plate. Marley Giles, an RBI double in the first, a solo home run in the 6th. The difference, here's the bottom of the order to face Cassidy Curd, and Kendall Clark, the pinch hitter, grounds out, 1 down. The Tide with a late lead like the one they have right now. 28-0 into the 7th inning.
It's that pitching staff. I mean, they have been good. One of the best ERAs in the country.
Cassidy Curd wants a quick 1-2-3 inning and then get her teammates' bats swinging. For the Duke Blue Devils, their last chance in the bottom of the 7th will include their home run hitter tonight, Anna Gold. 0-2 from Curd to Lauren Johnson. Over the helmet.
Yeah, these next 2 hitters are important, obviously Johnson, but Hevlin in that 9-hole, she has seen Curd very well. She had the home run brought back in by Burgess, and then she had that triple.
Made her head coach Patrick Murphy jump on that one. And Marissa Young, she has found some incredible young black players that she has brought to Duke that have excelled here, that Holly mentioned have been elite. As the game continues to grow in underdeveloped populations around softball, and you think of the Natasha Watleys and the Odyssey Alexanders and the Shay Knightons over the years who have excelled on this stage. In foul ground, and trying for it on the top of the dugout was Tapia. Almost got there.
He got close to this, and this was already going to go over the fence. Oh.
Curd and Callie Hevlin, as Smitty just referenced, 2 well-struck balls.
Changed a little bit. They're throwing more up at her hands, trying to get underneath her bat. So more rise ball than curveball.
One caught at the top of the wall. The other one bounced off of the top of the wall, almost at the exact same spot, out in left field.
One thing Alabama does consistently well is they hit balls up in the zone well. There has not been a strikeout, not a whole lot of swing and miss. They will put the ball in play. They have swings. Their swing paths are built more up to down, meaning they can hit a rise ball, stay on top of it. Most swings nowadays, everyone's trying to hit the ball out of the park, so it's going down to up. So you're susceptible to the rise ball, but Alabama is the opposite.
Four hits tonight, but it's good enough for 2 runs. They have 10 wins this year of their 38 with 5 hits or less. It's all been about clutch.
And they know it. They know that their team is built on pitching and those timely hits because they're not going to get a whole lot of them. They've had a lot of injuries this year, and they understand if they don't take advantage, they're not going to win games.
Well, they have a staff pitching an ERA below 2, so they don't need a lot of runs to win those games. And when they do get the long ball, they have not lived on the long ball. In fact, coming into today's game, just 41 home runs on the season. In fact, Giles, with that home run, that was her 7th of the year after being out for 2 months. She's still the leader in home runs on the team. So
Patrick Murphy's calling it their redemption tour after, for the first time in school history, they were a below 500 team in the league, and now here they are in the final 8, trying to get into the final 6 in the country. 8th pitch of this at-bat coming from Curd.
Oh. She was late on that too, got jammed. This is where too, Smitty, I feel like Cassidy Curd not having an off speed that she throws very regularly. Seen a lot of the same pitch over and over, and the changeup. Anything off of her harder stuff would be so huge right now.
yeah, Curd throws a changeup, but only 5% of the time, so doesn't really use it as a weapon.
She does not have a strikeout tonight, letting her defense do the work. Hevlin lifts that the opposite way this time. That's a deep fly ball, and back on the track with room for Claire Davidson. So here
we're off of freshman starter Jocelyn Brisky.
Beaver has retired 8 straight since entering the game in the 4th inning.
Beaver's been outstanding with her ratio of pitches. Strike rate at 83% in this relief appearance.
Oh, she's been making it hard for these hitters to catch a breath. Already up 0-2.
Yeah, well, when you hammer the zone as a hitter, you've got to take that bat off your shoulder. And then you start doubting yourself at times. Is that a strike? Is it not? When you're so much around the zone, and that's when then she can chase you. She can expand that zone.
Gold sees that one through. Played against Alabama last year in the NCAA tournament. Got bounced. Wanted to transfer to Tuscaloosa. And she's got an out in the 7th. Beaver retires Gold. 2 outs away from playing another day.
Now batting first base, number 29,
Tapia, the grad student, singled in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th. She was the first one to face Beaver.
Everybody clap your hands.
300 hitter in the postseason. Laying it all on the line tonight.
Giles again behind the plate. It's all about that shadow zone. Beaver's going to throw strikes, but when you can also get the pitches that are off the plate called as well, that is why you have a battery, the teamwork of both of them tonight.
Foul out of play at 70 miles an hour from Kayla. Oh, just foul outside the bag.
Yep.
Took a bite out of Cam Ellison's ankle. Says he's good.
Be battling right now. Pitch inside and just gets it foul. Possible for Ellison to get out of the way.
Good fight here from Tapia.
Well, we saw her single off of Brisky, but back in that second inning, the on a gold home run, and Tapia lasered one down the line. Seen her hit it hard all fields.
Great look. That's an amazing shot.
Makes me want to go sit out there and watch some ball.
Those drone shots are like, oh, they're mesmerizing.
I don't know, Smitty, after this, I think you and I should watch Pokes and the Cardinal.
That's right.
Sit in the stands with that view.
Oh, get a bucket of Kern, I'm in. Still 0-2, and still on deck, Stanford and Oklahoma State. With Kevin, Amanda, and Alyssa on the call for you.
Having it bats.
Yeah.
And Beaver does, she's going to light up the strike zone. She's going to give you a lot to hit, but it's been all over. And again, you know, not a lot of off speed. Either one of these pitchers, Curd or Beaver, does not really throw a changeup hardly at all.
A little bit of a screwball, not a lot, only about 11% of the time. I'm surprised she doesn't use that, try to stretch that zone into that right-handed batter's box.
8 straight pitches, 8 straight strikes from Kayla Beaver.
And this is where at 0-2, I think she needs to be a little bit more out of the zone. So I would go screwball away, stretch the zone, come back underneath the hand. So that effective velocity, throw a pitch, low and outside, screwball moving away, then come rise ball back underneath the hands.
Okay to put a little dirt on it even, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Make them reach. Pulled to Heaven at second, 2 down. And Bama is 1 out away from advancing. Duke 1 out away from heading home.
That look says it all. Deep breath and nervous. 2-1 ball game. This has been a close one.
Pinch hitter for Duke, Sarah Goddard, a senior.
Pinch hitting for Duke.
Will take just her 4th plate appearance of this postseason.
She's hitting for Jada Baker, 2 strikeouts.
Duke looking for a base runner to pass the bat. And how about this for Alabama? Patrick Murphy knows he's playing with house money, joking with the media this week. You guys must be surprised to see us, huh? It was not the regular season that they had hoped for. It was not the SEC tournament that they hoped for. 1 and done. They spent 2 weeks thinking about how they could do things different, how they could do things better, how they could defy the odds as a 14 seed.
I mean, she's been 0-2. Feels like every hitter, especially these last couple innings.
Look at that. Only 6 balls out of the zone.
Down to their final strike. And Caleb Beaver ends it for Alabama. top-seeded Texas and Florida. And oh boy, that UCLA, Oklahoma showdown. I think the first question is who's going to start for both teams? There are options for the coaches.
There are options.
If you win that game tomorrow, you are into the semis, 1 win away from the championship series. If you lose, it's a longer road to get back.
Dead ball.
More immediate are the 2 games tonight. Win or go home. Alabama didn't think that should have been a dead ball.
I don't think it hit her foot. She hit it behind her, so it looked like it hit her foot, but I don't think it did. Yeah, misses her foot. I mean, when you see a batter run, you know that, because when it hits you, you don't run.
Kayla Beaver, who came on in relief last inning and got a big strikeout with the go-ahead run out at second base after Jocelyn Brisky started and threw 3 1/3 innings. Trying to tag team the win. Cassidy Curd has gone the distance so far for Duke. Out. Second strikeout as we check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, Kayla Beaver grew up wanting to play for Alabama softball. Just living 3.5 hours away, she would often go to Alabama softball games where